because I wanted, number one, for everyone to set their alarms, okay? So if you've got your alarm set, drop a 1 in the chat. And the best part about this is if I can count on you 42 to show up every single week to this call, you guys are going to grow. And when you guys grow, you guys are going to bring team on here, and then they're going to commit to the same thing. Okay, so there's 42 on right now. I want to see 42 on next Thursday, 10 minutes early, rallying their troops and getting their team on. And you guys, that's the other thing that I was thinking about as I was driving home, is the ones who show up, go up. And it's interesting because a lot of people think that I have favorites. I don't have favorites. I just say what I know. And the reason why I know certain things about the same people is because they're always showing up and telling me what's going on. And so then I'm like, oh, so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. And I keep saying the same so-and-so's because they keep showing up, they keep getting results. And so one thing that somebody asked in my third quarter focus group is they said, how do I get on stage? How do I get corporate recognition? Anybody want that? Maybe some people do. Maybe some people aren't ready for that. Okay. Like I know for me, when I first started, I had nothing to do with corporate on stage. And now like I'm loving getting to lead calls, and I'm loving getting to pour into other teams and help them. Right. And so somebody asked in this third quarter focus group, and this person's, you know, in the top 200, completed steps to success multiple times through the month. And she's like, how do I get seen? And they said, you just be loud. You just be loud about what you're doing. You show up to everything, you share what you're doing, and you just keep being loud. And then eventually they're going to come to you and say, what are you doing? How can you help build our corporate business even bigger? And the same thing happens on our team. If you're feeling like, quote unquote, you're a nobody, then start being a somebody. Start showing up, start unmuting, start, you know, sharing scripts in the chat, start unmuting, sharing your wins, and all of those things. So that's what I want to start out this call with. And I would love to see faces. Okay, like this is my one time a week where I get to see my team, and I want to see you guys' faces. I don't care if you're eating. Erica, I don't know what you're eating, but I mean, you make it look tasty. But I want to see you guys' faces. If you can please turn your cameras on, let's just connect for the next 60 minutes and just love on each other and look into each other's eyes, okay? And then that way too, we can always put a face with a name when we get to see each other in person. So I want to do this first couple minutes, just some shout outs. Who did something outside of their comfort zone, who has a win they want to share either for themselves or for their team. And it can be business related, or it can be just life in general. Okay, let's open it up.
I'll share. I got to snuggle on a baby today, and Brittany came over and relaunched her business, and we worked all day, and it was so much fun, because that is the one thing that I miss, is working with my team. Like I built a local team so that I could hang out and work with them. And I love you, Tamika, but seriously, that is the only person that I have hung out with really during COVID, and I miss hanging out with people. And I got to snuggle a baby.
Yes, great job, Brittany. Way to show up. I know I was leaving Mandy's house and Brittany came and I was like, what? No, you get baby time. All right, who else has a shout out?
I'll go. So I want to shout out to my downline Candace. I know that she's not on right now, but she is determined to get to Ruby by the end of this month. And she has come over every day this week to be on the 10 o'clock power hour in the morning. So I am so stoked to work with her, and she has been on fire the past week. So I'm so excited for her.
I love it. And you guys, building a local team is so much fun. Okay, if you don't have someone in your area, start asking more people in your area and get that local team. And then just like Caitlin did, even though she's not on this call, still celebrating them, celebrating their wins, and like you vocalizing that as a leader and putting it out into the universe. Number one, everyone's like, man, I'm so jealous of Caitlin right now. Like she's got a downline that works with her, you know, because she's shouting it out, right? So if you guys will shout out what you have, then you'll be able to call that into your space. So who else has some shout outs?
I'm going to shout out. Oh, go ahead.
We'll go Alani and then Katrina.
I'm going to shout out Marty. She has signed her own 4 customers all by herself.
Way to go, Marty. Tell us your secrets in the chat. Will you type them up and tell us how you've signed those 4? That would be awesome. Go ahead, Katrina. Tell us your win.
I want to call, it's not for me, it's for my downline, Cynthia. She is working really hard trying to sell her samples. She's asking questions, and she's just doing great with learning how to do this. And I'm learning to be a leader and at the same time, so she's really patient with me. And so I just want to shout her out because she's doing great.
Amazing. I love it. And you guys, one thing, this is the teacher side of me, and for anyone who's new or anyone that has team underneath them, okay? So I have distributors all the time that are like, I'm sorry for asking so many questions. Anyone else ever have that? Raise your hand if you've ever had your downline say, I'm so sorry for asking so many questions. You guys, I say thank you for asking questions, because if they're not asking questions, then they're not moving in their business. And so if you have a distributor that's asking you tons of questions, that it means that they're learning and they're growing and they're moving. And so every single question, don't be annoyed like, oh my gosh, I've answered this question 700 times. You know, you guys know, like we've been down that road, right? But instead flip it and say, I'm so grateful that they're asking me this question again, because now I get to teach it in a different way and help them really truly understand. Or now I get to do, you know, I get to answer this or whatever it is. But oh my goodness, I love when new distributors ask questions. So I'm excited for you, Katrina. And just like she said, it's helping her grow into a better leader. And so some of you guys will be like, hey, my new distributor just asked me this. And then you come and ask me. And then I give you the answer. And then you give the answer to them. And it's just learning all around. And I love it. All right. Diana, yay for getting on. Kelly Jo said, I don't have good service to unmute, but I want to shout herself out. Life is crazy busy right now, almost more than ever. And she's still showing up, even in the most inconvenient times, and her funk is turning around. And if you lean on your business, life will be great. Marty said for signing her customers, Marty said she's taking Lalani's advice, being human and treating people like people, being honest and just caring about their day or their lives, making connections and sharing my own personal gains and products I'm using on Facebook. So you guys, Marty just joined, what, 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and signed 4 customers on her own. That's her advice. Treat people like people. Amazing. Like that simple.
I have a shout out.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I just want to say you and Maria have been awesome, like answering all my questions, even though it's something silly, like especially Maria, like she's never, I message her and she's always trying to answer. So I just want to say thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it.
I'm so happy that you're on. I love it. Teamwork makes the dream work. Go ahead, Charla.
I got my DT Clayton. He's asking a lot of questions, and he's also already went live. And that's huge for me. So I didn't think he was going to go live for a while, and that's huge. I'm proud of him.
Yay. So proud. Good job, Clayton. Okay, anybody else? And you guys can write them in the chat if you would like to unmute. Let's do like 1 or 2 more minutes. I don't want to cut anybody short, but what do you have that's good happening in your downline?
Mika, can I say
Yes.
something real quick?
Yes.
I want to thank Mandy for the mindset this morning and letting me share and break down. And the girls that got to hear my secrets, my personal secrets that stayed on long enough. So thank you, Mandy.
You're welcome.
I love it. Sideline sisters breaking through. It's so good. Who else was unmuted? I think there was one more person.
Can I share a win really quick?
Yes.
I don't know who that was. Am I going?
Yes, go ahead, Tasha.
Okay, so I've had quite a bit of a dry spell. I feel like I've been, pretty consistent and everything, more so than I have been ever before. And so I've had kind of a dry spell, not signing customers or distributors or anything since Asia. And this morning I talked to a girl that I messaged from host to post, and she gets paid tomorrow. I have all of her information to do the triple threat, and I'm signing her up in the morning. So I'm super excited.
Yay.
And I even mentioned the Go Fit program, because she's like, I've been trying to lose weight for a while. And so I was like, guess what? You're going to be a part of this, and we will walk you through everything. And she's super excited. So that made me really excited.
That is awesome. And I want to shout out everyone who's doing the Get Fit program with us. Lalani paid her $30 and she's donating 9 of it to the pot since she's starting late, but she's like, I'm ready for this. Like, I'm ready to lose the weight and be committed. And we've got people working out with us live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's so much fun.
And my butt muscles hurt.
You don't
Oh
you don't want
my.
to see my legs, Leilani.
Oh, you guys, we did a leg workout this morning, and then I went and hiked elk off a mountain, and the whole time I was thinking the quote, I really regret that workout, said no one ever. And I was thinking, nope, I really, really regret that workout this morning because my legs are jello. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Is anybody else real quick? And then we're gonna go ahead and get started.
I've unmuted 3 times. I want
Go
to
ahead,
go.
Cora. Thank you for being perseverant.
So first I want to shout Sarah out because she made me cry at 7:45 in the morning. I was okay and not okay with it at the same time. But I also want to shout myself out because I started drinking the sleepy tea and I'm actually able to like get up in the morning and function and like actually get up, which is great because I'm more productive and I have more time to do things.
I love it. Taking care of ourselves is so important. So thank you for sharing that, Cora. And I really appreciate you guys. When I asked for cameras on, I see some of you guys, you turn those cameras on. So I appreciate that. Like, thank you. And like, it's okay if you're doing other things and you're just listening in, but I really enjoy seeing you guys' faces. So thank you guys for doing that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with today's call. You know, I do have somebody that I'm gonna have share their story a little bit towards the end, but as I was driving and thinking about what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I'm listening to The Last Arrow by Erwin McManus. If you've listened to that book, drop a 2 in the comments, okay, if you've listened or read it. If you haven't, I highly, highly suggest that you get it and you read it because it will change everything, okay? Erwin McManus, if someone wants to drop it in the chat, The Last Arrow, okay? And he's talking about, in The Last Arrow, about how God will honestly give you what you want. He wants you to win. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to have success. He wants you to have what you want to have. But a lot of times we don't know what we really want. And in this part in the book that I'm listening to right now, it talks about how do I want to say this? He gave an example. He said, God was walking by and 2 blind men were calling him and he said, what do you want from me? And the blind men said, we want our sight. We want to be able to see. And, you know, Jesus touched his eyes and then the 2 blind men could see. And he recalled a point in his life where he was a musician and he was playing soccer. He hurt his knee and he was like laying in bed in like extreme pain and he rolled over and he rolled off the bunk bed and into a dresser and ended up breaking his elbow. And the next day gets a call from a really amazing opportunity where he could play his guitar. And the doctors had told him that his elbow would never move again. And so Erwin says this prayer, like, please God, like just let my elbow move 15 degrees so I can play my guitar. And he's like in that moment, and he wasn't like super faithful at this point in his life, but he's like in that moment, my arm literally moved enough that I could play my guitar. And then he's like so mad at himself, so angry. He's like, if God would answer that little prayer for me, why didn't I pray for something bigger? Like, why didn't I pray to be healed? Like, why didn't I prayed for just something so little. And he said in the book that, and like this just really like stood out to me. And it said a lot of times we ask for things that are so small because we don't want to, what's the word? It's not improvise. We don't want to be like a burden on God. So we don't ask for stuff that's big. Like we just ask for small things that we know he could give to us or that we could give to ourselves. So that way it didn't make us lose faith. Does that make sense? So I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times, like I don't ask for big things because I don't want to be let down. And so I only ask for little baby things. That way I know that like I really can do it. And when it's all said and done, if you have good intentions with what you want to do with your life, God will create the path for you to be able to do it. But you just have to be, number one, brave enough to ask. And then number two, strong enough and take that courage and faith to walk down the road and become the person that it's going to take you to become. And so when I'm looking at all of you guys' faces, most people in this business, you know, their goal is to get to diamond. Like diamond is where we say it's the license to print money. You know, some people, they're like, you know, first step is I want to go ruby, you know, then I want to go emerald, and then I want to go diamond. And what I see happen a lot in this business is people start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Okay, if you're guilty of this, raise your hand. Okay, take accountability. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Well, here's the thing, you guys. You asked for diamond. God will give it to you, but you have to walk the path, which means when you wake up sick, you have to keep walking, which means when a car breaks down, you have to keep walking. It means when somebody dies, you have to keep going. You don't get to stop and say, oh, not right now. And then 3 months later, ask for it again and say, okay, I'm ready this time. And, you know, God will still give you that second chance, that third chance, that fourth chance. But like, you have to have the faith and the determination for yourself to do it. And when I look at my diamond leaders, you guys, I've been in for a long time. I have diamonds who are still here with me and have, you know, ranked up past diamond. And I have diamonds who have left. And I really hope that you guys are hearing me, that number one, to be successful in this business, you have to take quitting off the table. Quitting off the table completely. I have my days where I don't really want to work. I have my days where I don't want to do anything, but guess what? I do it anyway. Okay? Like, there have been probably 3 times where I've been really, really serious, where I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And Derek looks at me and goes, what are you going to do? You going to go back and teach? What are you going to do? You're going to go out and get a job and leave our kids? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't ever want to go back to that life again. He's like, yeah, you have it pretty darn good. You know, being able to work from home and being able to, you know, have the freedom of time and be able to create income in a second. Every single one of you guys could make $100 tonight by selling Coffee Cash, by selling any products that you have on hand, by pre-selling any products that you could purchase. You know, like we have gold on our hands. And so number one, to be successful in this business and really reach where you want to go, you need to take quitting off the table completely. So that's number one. You guys who are taking notes, number one, take quitting off the table. It's not even a question. It's not even, oh, I'll give it 3 months. Oh, I'll give it a year. It's no, this is my job. This is my profession. I am a CEO. I'm doing this business. Okay. For better or for worse. The second thing, you guys, is being consistent. Okay, you don't get to work for how you feel. You get to work for what you want, and you get to work for what you need to do. You being a business owner means that you are the CEO. And if you don't show up to work, then you don't get paid. And anybody who knows somebody who owns a business, or maybe you've owned, you know, your own little boutique, or maybe your husband or family members, you guys, they don't even get paid on their business for years because they're in so much debt and it costs so much money to run a facility of a business. You guys have an ADBD auto shipment and a $20 website fee. You have about $120 a month to invest back in your business. But guess what? You can turn around and sell those products. That way you're making profit right away. If you work the business right, then you're going to be making money. Okay, now if you're not making money in the business right now, you have got to look, have I been consistent? If the answer is no, then it's time for a relaunch. And it's time for a commitment of, this is what I'm going to be doing every single day forever, because this is my job, this is my business. Okay. And so number one is taking quitting off the table. Number two is being consistent. Now, we have dabbled with daily 6 lists. We have dabbled with KPI lists. We've dabbled with polls in the chat. Like, we've tried so many things to help you guys be consistent. But you know what? It's your business. Be consistent. Mandy should not have to post these pictures every single morning. Samara shouldn't have to post the team calls every single night. This is your business. You should be in love with it. You should be excited to wake up and work it every single day and touch people's lives. We should not have to tell you what to do. And when you don't post, I shouldn't have to be like, hey, why didn't you post today? I have people message me every day. I had a girl message me yesterday. I'm struggling. I can't sign loyal customers. I said, well, you can't because you keep saying that. Why are you struggling? Well, I'm messaging people and they're not responding and da 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 da. And I'm like, are you on the mindset calls? No. Well, get on the mindset calls. I can tell from talking to you for 3 seconds that your mindset is not good. I don't want to talk to you, so why would complete strangers want to talk to you? You're not excited about life. You're in the struggle mindset. So get on a mindset call and get yourself out. Go watch a YouTube video. I can't get you out of your struggle. Okay, and I'm losing people. I don't see faces, you guys. I can't get you out of your struggle. You get yourself out of your struggle. This is your business. Be passionate, be excited. You get to wake up and change lives every single day. So what do you do to work your business? You guys, Lalani, you guys see her in the chat every single day. She's booming API. She's booming new loyal customers. She's pre-selling copy. She's doing all the things. You know what she does every day? I promise you guys, she's messaging, talking to at least 100 people a day. Okay, is that duplicatable for you? If you wanted it, you could do it. And what is she messaging them? Hey, how's your day? She's literally treating people like treat people, and she's just having conversations with them. She did a team call yesterday, and the lady asked, she said, what's your non-negotiable every day? She said, I get up 20 to 30 posts a day. Anybody else? That's why she's booming the chat all the time, right? Like, I'm not booming the chat that many times because I don't have that many hosts to post up, you know? So if I want more, can I do more? Okay, Mandy, for example, Mandy's rebuilt her diamond twice, okay? And now she's working on her double. And do you know what she does every week? She does one-on-one KPI calls with her team, okay? And it's not to tell them what to do, but it's to help them become problem solvers. I sat in one time when she was talking to somebody and she didn't fix their problem. She just asked them questions until they figured out what their own problem was, and then they fixed it. And so if you need that, then you reach out and you ask for it if you need one-on-one calls. But you guys, this is your business, okay? Yes, I created a KPI sheet with 7 things. And if you cannot consistently do these 7 things, then don't complain to me about your paycheck. Don't complain to me that nobody wants to join your team or buy products from you, because guess what? I wouldn't, because you're not consistent, because you're not passionate, because you're not excited, because you're in and you're out and you're in and you're out. That's why people aren't buying products from you. That's why people aren't joining your team. Are you showing up to calls and shouting them out? Okay, I gave 10 minutes for people to be able to shout people out. And if you have people in your downline and you had nobody to shout out, that's a reflection of your leadership. Why? Because you're not in communication with them, or because you're not helping them have wins. And you guys, I know that this is tough hearing for some of you, but this is why you are not where you want to be. Okay, how are you showing up in your own personal business? And then how are you helping your team? When we just asked Marty, how did you sign your customers? She said, I took Lalani's advice and I went with it. Because Lalani's doing it, she knows what to do. She's getting results. She's able to share it with her team. Okay, so let's talk about results. If you're not getting results, what are some things you can do? Let's hear them. Let's drop them in the chat. Unmute, give me 2 words, not a long story. Give me a couple words. If you're not signing customers, what's your next go-to? What do you do?
I keep adding people.
Keep adding people. Thank you. Perfect. It's a great solution. What else?
Go live.
Go live.
Go live on your product.
Go live on your product. Let people see you. Live is where it's at in the story reels right now.
Share you, share yourself, share about you. People are going to fall in love with you before they do the product, you know. And for some of you new ones that are on, don't make it product business, because you are going to get people that are going to delete you, and they are going to block you because it's so salesy. People don't want to be sold to on Facebook, but they do. And I don't know if that am I saying that right, Tamika?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. People don't want to be sold to, but they do. Okay, and they want to know you. And here's the thing, you guys, let's take that a step back. If you don't love you, then you're not going to want to share you on your page. Right?
Get on a mindset call.
If you don't love you, you're not going to want to share you on your page. You're not going to want to go live. You're not going to want to share those selfies. So our first step is helping you love you, helping you be consistent, helping you get to bed on time, like Cora said, helping you be able to take care of yourself and be consistent on your products and, you know, doing these workouts with me and doing things you never thought you could do before and gaining that faith and confidence in yourself to be able to share parts of yourself that maybe you didn't before. And like Mandy said, if you guys will get on these mindset calls, I'm telling you, mindset is everything in this business, okay? So Lalani said, share you. Absolutely. If you're not sending customers and distributors, go look at your page. Are you sharing your real authentic self? Host a post, more messaging, engaging. Brittany said, I need to be more consistent so people can trust me. Exactly. Share how you're learning to love you. Perfect, Julia. And I've been loving your posts, you know. And the other thing too is if you don't know what to post, go find somebody who's kind of in the same situation as you, whether it's someone on our team or whether it's a sideline sister, and just start copying their posts. Okay, you guys, when I got on TikTok, I'm not a funny person. I don't do cool things. I don't dance on beat at all. And so I didn't know what I was going to do on TikTok. So all I did is go and like steal somebody else's video that got a lot of views and then just tried to recreate it. And like, that's what I did. And then eventually I had one that went viral and I ended up on so many people's For You page. And just because I just copied the right cat, you know? And so there's nothing wrong with that. Being real. Okay, perfect. And being vulnerable. I love this. So, you guys, be consistent. Now, consistency is going to look different for every person. If you're just starting out and you're having a really hard time with consistency, then make your list 2 things or 3 things. Every day you post, every day you message 5 people, and every day you show up to a call. Okay, like maybe you just have 3 things that you do every single day, and you do that for a week, you do it for 2 weeks, however long you need to, and then you add on 2 more, and you do 5 things every single day. Okay, then you do 7 things or however many things you need to do, but make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, okay? Because that's what it's going to take you to get to where you want to go, okay? Now, you cannot lead a team until you lead yourself. What I've seen happen in this business is people get people underneath them and they tell them what to do, but they don't actually get results. So you guys know if that's your upline, right? And you guys know you're like, okay, well, I'm not really going to go and ask them questions because I don't ever see them boom the chat. Or they're just telling me what to do, but I don't see that this is working for them. And you guys, your downline knows. And so as an upline, you have to make sure there's these 5 levels of leadership. Number 1 is positional leadership, okay? You're their leader because you signed before them, okay? That's the lowest level of leadership, okay? Number 2 is relationships. Okay, are you starting to build relationships and friendships with your team? Whenever anybody joins my team, I'm like, we're about to be best friends. I put them in the group chat. I said, I know this is weird, but get to know each other because we're all about to be best friends. We're about to be sisters. You're about to share your deepest, darkest secrets, your bellies with us. Like we're going to change your life, right? So number 2 is relationships. And one thing that I have learned from Cami Pentecost, you guys, is every time we get on a call, she knows something about almost everybody on the call. We got on the Diamonds call yesterday and I felt so special. She shouted me out twice on that Diamond call. And that's what she does. When she gets on these calls, she knows what's going on in her team's life. When I'm looking at you guys right now, like I know what's going on in most of you guys' lives. And if I don't, then that's where I'm going to reach out to you and get to know you better. I remember I messaged Marie a couple weeks, maybe a week or 2 ago. I'm like, I don't know what it is about you, but I always see your face. I'm so drawn to you. Tell me about you. You know, and I just got to know her a little bit better. And then we went to the retreat and I got to know a lot of you guys better. And so like, do you know your team? Are you building those relationships? Okay, that's a level 2 leader. Level 3 leader is people follow you because you're getting results. Okay, people are hopping on your calls. People are messaging you personally because they see you getting results. Anyone sent Lalani a message before and been like, girlfriend, what are you doing? Or Merlane? I messaged Merlane before, like, Merlane, what are you doing? You are booming this chat like crazy, right? Like that's someone that you want to follow, someone that's getting results. That's a third level leader, okay? 4th level leader is someone who can duplicate it, okay? You just got results. How do you help your team get results? Okay, Lalani just did that. She just proved it right here with Marty. She got results. Marty asked how. Marty did it. Marty got results. Now, how many of you are going to start treating people more like people, and you're going to get results, and then you look up to Lolani and you say, man, she knows what she's doing, right? It makes you respect that person as a leader. And so you guys who are booming the chat, Christina yesterday signed 2 customers. What'd she do? She did a voice message and she told you exactly how she did it. Like, it took her a long time, but that's a leader. Somebody who can do something and then teach and give tools for somebody else to do it. Are you doing that for your team? Or are you just regurgitating other people's stuff that you don't know if it worked or not? Or are you creating stuff that works and then sending it out? Okay, I hope this is making sense. And then the 5th level of leadership is somebody who can create a 5-level leader. So somebody who can take a leader through that stage and develop level 5 leaders. So I want you guys to think about your team. What relationship do you have with your team? Are you a positional leader? Do you know anything about them, right? Are you just a positional leader? They got placed underneath you and you're like, cool. Are you building relationships and getting to know them better so that way you can help them better? Know their why, know their drive, know about their life? Are you getting results? Are you helping them get results? What level are you at with each person? You need to reflect on that. And if you're at a level 4 or level 5 and you don't have leaders underneath you that are doing it, reflection of you. You can do it, but you're not duplicating the level 4, the level 5 leader. So you've got to create some new systems in place, because when you've got a bunch of level 5 leaders underneath you, man, life is good. Okay, so just a couple things to keep in mind for any level that you're at in this business. If you're brand new, I hope that you're hearing me, because when you get a team, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of where most of us were when we started, because we had no idea. I think back to my first students that I was teaching math to. Some of them I'm friends with now. And I just said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My first year teaching, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm sorry. Some of you guys have joined me more than once. You know, you're done this business 2 times, 3 times. Julia, for example, she signed under a different person her 2nd time, and then she signed under me this 3rd time. But I'm not the same leader I was when she signed under our team for the first time. I've changed a lot. Why? Because I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I've had people quit. I've had people rejoin. I've had people stay. I've had people go. Like, you just learn as you go. And last thing I'm going to say as far as leadership goes, you guys, is you can't please everyone. Okay? You have got to be secure in your leadership. Secure in your leadership. And one thing that I know, I don't remember where I heard this or learned it from, but if somebody says something that offends you, so if I've said something on this call so far that's offended you, that's where you need growth. If I've said some things and it hasn't offended you, then it's because you're secure in that. Okay? When you get offended, and this doesn't just mean in this business, when you get offended in anything in life, anything that your kids say, a coworker says, your husband says, your wife says, like, if you get offended by something about it is true, and it's something that you need to work through. Okay. And so that's one thing I've learned as a leader is, you know, I've got people that tell me good things. I've got people that tell me bad things, and I get to decide whether it's a truth for me or not. And you know, if it bothers me in the core a little bit, then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to work on that. Maybe I need to get some self-growth and do better with that. But if it's like, you know what, it's not, I'm not worried about it, then I don't need to do it. Okay. So, all right, let me go ahead and make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. And if I am, please unmute, okay? Or help each other out, because there's a lot that goes on these calls.
Can I say something real quick?
Uh-huh.
Leilani, a while ago, told me to start writing 10 affirmations because my mindset was so bad, and I was not being a good leader or anything. So I started doing that every day. And it's taken me a while, but I'm getting to the point where I'm believing what my affirmations are. And that's helping me to be a better leader and a better person, and not be so offended to everything everybody says to me.
I love that. And I'm so glad that you were coachable and did that, because when Leilani joined, her mindset was bad, and she was coachable and she did the things, and so now she's able to see that in other people and coach them to do the same. And I mean, when I started, my mindset was bad, you know, and it's just crazy. Anybody else, like, drop a 3 in the comments if already being part of this business you look at things differently. Like things that used to bother you or get you down, now you look on the bright side. Like that's what this does. It's incredible, the mindset shift that will happen if you let it. And you really have to be careful about the words that you use. We were on a call. Is Kat on here? I'm gonna talk about Kat. Where's Kat? Are you on here? I can't see you. Oh, there you are. We were on a call with Kat, and Kat used the word cat, and I was like, Kat, don't say that word. And then the next sentence it came out again, and I was like, it's like a cuss word. And and we just don't even realize it, the things that we're saying. And so when we can get around each other, then that's where we can help each other, just change words, change thought processes, change the way that we do things. That's going to allow for growth and success in our life and in our business. Okay. So last thing I want to talk to you guys about before we have our teammate share a little bit about her story is being this diamond leader. Okay. So number one, I said, take quitting off the table. Okay. Number two, I said, be consistent with the things that you're going to do. Okay. To work your business. Like I said, well, Ani's doing 20 to 30 host to post a day. I'm doing my KPI sheet multiple times during the day. What are you doing to consistently work your business every single day because you love it and you're so passionate and excited to wake up and go to work every single day, okay? And then the last thing we talked about is how are you showing up as a leader? Okay, what level are you at and how are you developing yourself so that way you can grow into this diamond leader? And so the last thing I want to share with you guys is, like I said, there have been, I've had lots of diamond leaders come and go. And for those of you who are on the Monday meetup, Nina Moore said, if someone goes diamond and they quit, they weren't a real diamond, they were a cubic zirconium, right? And I just laugh when I hear that. And so when I think about my diamond leaders who have left, you guys, the reason why they're still not with me is because they got built. They were not in the diamond mindset. And they got built to diamond because they were signing a lot of customers and I was running with my runners and we got them to diamond. And then guess what happened? They lost it because they weren't that true diamond leader and they quit. They didn't want the growth. They didn't want the responsibility. And I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm grateful I could give someone some bonuses and some paychecks. But you know what I learned is that people that do the best in this business are the ones who build it themselves, because that's how you learn and grow through your leadership. Now, taking advantage of what we've created is key. Okay, if you are not on Power Hours Daily, team calls, I know there's 49 of you on right now. I'm so excited. Thank you for showing up. But like team calls where you get connected, if you don't make these things that we have created a priority, then you're going at it alone. Okay, so the thing that it was so cool when I'm listening to this book, like it just came. He said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And he said, if you want to go fast and go far, go with the tribe, because it was part of a gym, and that was the logo. And I thought to myself, oh my word, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together with your team. But if you want to go fast and far, we're going to hashtag run with the pack, because you guys, we have everything we need. And when I look at some of the people that are on this team, they've tried to go out alone. There's quite a few people on the team who are like, Tamika, I don't like the things that you're doing. I don't like your systems. I don't need you. And they've left me. And you know what I did? I still liked and commented on their stuff. I still shouted them out when I could. And I still loved on them. And I prayed for their businesses, because you know what? You don't have to do everything that we're doing. But guess what? There's 4 people in particular who are still diamond leaders on this team that have come back and said, life is better when we're together, and doing things together. And so if you guys are not on these power hours, you need to get on the power hours. If you're not showing up to the Wednesday wrap nights, I was really sad. There was 2 people from the team on last night, Asia, Kelly, Joe. I'm so grateful for those 2, but 2 people out of 400 distributors wrapping with us. And it's an opportunity for us to get to share the products live. And if you don't want to wrap live on camera and that's your reason for not showing up, then that's why you are where you are in your business. Because guess what? You don't have to wrap live on camera. Kelly Jo steps off the screen and wraps and then comes back. I think Asia stepped off the screen. And I'm the only one that literally has to wrap live on Facebook because I'm the host showing how to do it. Okay? And I'm doing that for you guys. and you guys aren't showing up to it because of whatever fear, because of whatever excuses, because of whatever, you're not showing up. And then the Boom Zooms. Do all you guys have your 2 hours scheduled for Saturday morning to really work hard in your business? Like I said, if you're working, that's a reason not to be on. And if you don't have internet service, that's a reason not to be on. But even if you can just listen in and get some scripts and do it later, right? Be connected to the team. And one of the biggest things I'm hearing from people is being on that call doesn't fill my cup. You guys, do you think I need to do a power hour Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m.? And do you think that fills my cup? No! Guess what happened when I stopped doing them in August? All our volume went down. So you're welcome that I keep showing up and doing it when you guys aren't. I keep doing it for your new people so I can teach them how to do all the things. But guess what? You don't show up because it doesn't fill your cup. Well, guess what? You showing up is going to teach you how to be a leader to your team. It's going to teach you how to break things down and show people how to learn. You being on is going to give you the opportunity. So when Brittany unmutes and shares her win for the day and she's on your team, you heard it and you can be more connected with her because you're supporting her. You being on these calls allows you to brighten somebody else's day. I don't care if it doesn't fill your cup. It's not for you. It's for us as a team. And if it doesn't fill your cup, then you get on that call and you make sure it does. How can we make it better? What can we do differently? What would make it fill your cup so that you want to show up? And you guys, you know what happens every power hour? Except for this last one that I did. Because personal development, you guys know, it was a weird feeling on Wednesday, okay? But do you know what happens after almost every single power hour? I am so lit up and on fire. I'm so excited for the people that I get to connect with and the people that I get to see and the people I get to pour into that it makes my day 100 times better. Okay, Wrap Wednesday last night, I was not excited for Wrap Wednesday, but guess what? When it was done, all of us were like, man, that was good. We're so glad that we did it. We got to share the Get Fit program. We got to, work through some kinks and it was good. And that's what happens when you show up. And if you are not excited about it, then that's on you. Because why are we doing it? We're doing it for the better of the team. And if you're going to go far and you're going to go fast, we have to do it as a team. And if you're sitting here saying, well, I work better alone then go and do it alone. But then don't come crying when you aren't where you want to be because you did it alone. I'm telling you that if you join our systems, if you do our things that we already have in place, we've created everything. I had 2 people message me yesterday saying, I need Diamond. I need this. I need this. I need your help. And I said, you know what? You don't need my help. You have everything you need. You have everything you need. You don't need my help. So don't say that. You don't need your upline. You don't need me. You guys have everything you need to get to the point where you want to be and further in this business. You just have to get out of your own way and quit making these road bumps that aren't even there and do the things you know you need to do. So I want Kelly Jo to just share her story. We talk a lot about Leilani, sorry, because she went diamond in 3 months and she's still here. Okay, I've had other people go diamond in 3 months, and like I said, they're not here anymore. But Leilani's still here, and she's growing. Okay, but you guys, do you know that Kelly Jo legit went diamond in 5 months, all by herself? She had 1 customer placed underneath her. 1 customer placed underneath her, and she went diamond in 5 months. Okay, who drop a what are we in? I don't know what number. Drop a 5 in the comments if you've been in the business for more than 5 months. Drop a 5 in the comments if you've been in the business for more than 5 months and you're not diamond yet. So sorry, I'll add that part in. So Kelly Jo, I want you to get real and like deep and vulnerable and honest about how you went diamond in 5 months.
Okay, so do you want me to start like at the beginning? Or
tell us about what life looked like for you, because I think people people see you now and they see you successful. What was life like for you a couple weeks before you joined, a couple months before you joined? Like the real honest truth, what was life?
Okay, so I'm gonna cry, so just know that, you guys. Sometimes I'm a crybaby, but it's okay to cry. Crying doesn't make you weak. I joined this business, oh my gosh, next month is gonna be 5 years. So crazy. But if you had met me a few months before I started, we probably would have met at a bar drinking or something of that sort. Party animal. We were having a lot of fun, but I was so depressed, you guys, so depressed. I hated my life. I hated myself. I had worked really hard. I had made a lot of mistakes. I had gotten myself into some bad situations, but I had worked hard. I had gone to school. I had done it all right. I had listened to my mom. I had followed the path. I applied, you guys. I literally applied for every single open position in the state of Wyoming. And I was offered 2 jobs, and the rest of them, a few of them wanted to offer them to me, but I was a single mom, and they didn't want a single mom being a teacher in their school district. And for one, they're not even allowed to tell you that, but they did tell me that. So life was hard. Okay, as a single mom, had no child support. I had actually been paying my ex-husband's bills because he broke his back, and life was hard. Okay, so I finally got a teaching job though. I had the best coworkers. I was so happy. Things were going really well. And then my principal got fired and a new principal got hired. And that principal hated me and he destroyed me. And I'm not kidding you. In the weeks leading up to doing this business, I was researching how could I kill myself in the least traumatic way for my children. Like, what could I do so that my mom and my kids wouldn't have to find my brains blown out on the wall? Because I didn't want to do that. So what could I do? So Tamika kept asking me to do the business. I had been a customer. I had actually sold my products for retail, and I didn't want to do it. I had done other businesses. I had quit those businesses because I had been fat shamed and put down and torn apart, and I had spent a bunch of money, and I honestly didn't even believe in the It Works products. I wanted nothing to do with it. I had a negative bank account. I had maxed out credit cards. A week before the business, my kids had wanted to go to get ice cream or to the movie, and I had to make them choose, and I was just praying in my heart that they would choose ice cream because I really couldn't afford to take them to the movies. And it was like $5 movie night, and I couldn't afford it. Okay, so it was rough stuff. Life was rough, even though it looked pretty on the outside. And then if you talk to me, I was so negative. Like, I look back at my Facebook post, I was so negative. But the day before, I actually had written a letter to my mom and my kids, just apologizing and telling them that I love them. And that was like my suicide note. And Tamika messaged me again, and I said, screw it. And I sold stuff around my house to get the money to join.
Hold on 1 second. Is Kelly Jo's sound weird, or is it on my end? It is weird?
It's weird.
Okay, do you want to mute and then maybe unmute again? Let's see. I don't know if something just changed, but it was echoing bad.
Okay, can you hear it now?
That's bad. Do you want to hop on your phone?
Sorry, Judd's got my phone because he's talking to my mom.
Yeah, you just started to sound staticky.
Judd, honey, come here.
So you guys, I had no idea about any of this with Kelly Jo. No idea. I had met her because her mom, and what's interesting that she couldn't find a job, her mom was a principal and gave me my first job. And so that's how we met, and she tried to be my friend then, and I wasn't doing friends. And so I never did anything. And then when I stopped teaching is when I added her on Facebook and got her to be a customer with me. And I just kept asking her to do the business. And I don't know, like I hated it. Every time I would send her a message, I hated it, but I knew I just had to keep sending it. And I don't know why. And so that's one thing that I'm so grateful for this business, because when I heard that she had written that note and all of those things, you guys, like, I don't know why, I just kept messaging her and she didn't tell me no, but sometimes she didn't answer. Sometimes she said not right now. But like, if you have those people that you just have in your heart to keep messaging, then you just keep doing it. Like, just keep doing it because you don't know why. Go ahead, Kelly Jo.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I don't know even what the last thing you guys heard, but so definitely like planning out, ending it. I sold stuff around my house. Is my sound better? Okay, sold stuff around my house, old clothes and baby toys that we no longer needed on Facebook, and got the money and I signed up, and then I didn't do anything. I actually went on like a little mini vacation type thing that I literally worked so hard to save the $1,000 to go on. And I just remember working so hard for that $1,000. It was so complicated. That's one of the reasons I didn't have any money, was because I wanted to go on this vacation. So anyways, I didn't start working right away. But then I got on a call and somebody started talking about Triple Diamonds making so much money. And I'm like, what? They're making this money? And like in the other businesses I had done, I hadn't ever showed up to a meeting and I hadn't believed that it could even happen, like that people could even make money. I'm sorry guys, it is, let's be real right now. It is bedtime, 9 o'clock at night, past bedtime. My house is insane right now, but still here. So life was just crazy. And I heard them talking about Triple Diamond making so much money. And I'm like, what? If they can do this, and I was looking at the girl and she looked like a flippin' hot mess. Like her hair was all ratty and she had like these baggy t-shirts on. And I'm like, if she can do that, I can do that. Like she doesn't look like the normal little like blonde bombshell that you think of. Like I can do this too. And so they said, I'm like, I can do that. Like I want to do it. And so my goal was to do it by December, and that was November. So like I gave myself a month to go Triple Diamond. Let's be real, I really didn't know what I was doing. But I got my butt to work, and the girl that actually signed Tamika was running these online parties. And I was like, well, I don't really like I don't want to send my people to her because I didn't really understand that like she would help them sign up with me. Like I didn't get that. So I was like, I want to do my own. Like, what do I do? And Tamika's like, well, I don't know. I've never done one. And I'm like, well, I'm going to copy everything that Kristen did and I'm just going to do it. So that's what I did. I got into one of her parties. I copied and pasted everything into my notes and I did my own party, and I got 5 customers, and like 5 customers at that point in like a matter of days was a huge deal, you guys. That's like getting 50. Like now it was a big deal to get 5 customers. So I got customers. I started to get distributors. Like Tamika said, I had 2 customers placed under me right away. Tamika did, and then another girl above me. They both placed customers under me. But other than that, nobody ever placed a customer or distributor under me after that. Like it was my first 2, and then there was nothing after that. And that doesn't mean that there wasn't systems, that there wasn't calls, that there wasn't opportunities that I was taking a part in. So really, when it comes down to it, how Marty said it was just simple, she treated humans like humans, like it's so simple. I literally followed the system like it was my job, and I did it. And I didn't say no. I just said yes to everything. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was tired. I was overwhelmed. There was a lot of stuff going on. I was still teaching. I was actually in the middle of losing my job. And so I knew I needed a full-time income. And rather than saying, well, I don't have $100 to run my auto shipment, I can't do that, I put a bag of wraps and a product on my auto shipment every month. And then I worked my butt off to sell those 4 wraps to pay for my auto shipment because I didn't have the money. Amber Parker did a contest and I worked my butt off to win the $500. And guess what? I won it and I paid for Christmas. Like, so every opportunity that there was, I literally just went all the way in and did my best at it. And sometimes I succeeded and sometimes I failed. And no matter what, I was better off than I was before. I wasn't dead. I wasn't hating my life. I was starting to love my life. And then I was starting to love myself. And then I wasn't, and I'm also going to be honest, I probably could have gone even faster if I had done personal development, but like it wasn't a huge thing back then. Like people kind of talked about it every once in a while, but it wasn't a huge thing. And so I just got to work. Like I don't have any secret sauce for you guys. And I know that's probably what you want of like, how did you do it? But I just talked to more people. And I remember once I was setting up it was Judd's birthday. It was his birthday party. And I'm like, well, I want to play with my kids. So I messaged 200 people before his birthday party, the worst cold message in the history of the world. But that night after the party, I had so many people ready to sign up. And I'm like, this is what it takes. You just have to message more people. And then I think this is important too. I went Diamond in March, but in February, I was actually pushing Diamond. And the girl above me hardly ever worked and didn't do anything. And she hit Diamond and I didn't. And I remember thinking, what? She did not deserve it. And I just barely missed it. This is not okay. And I had a choice that day. I had a choice of whether I could be bitter and be upset and I could quit, or I could prove to her that I could go bigger, better, stronger than she did. And I did. And guess who's still in the business and guess who's not? And it's because I really was a diamond leader, showing up, doing the things,
And I literally just follow the systems that Tamika's created. I have never been one that has said, peace out, I'm going to go do my own thing, because I know it works. And I know it's much simpler. It's not always easy, but it's much simpler when you have all the tools. And so now, you guys, life looks so different. And life is rough right now. There's some rough patches going on. I honestly never thought I'd be back in the headspace that I'm in, but I am. But instead of writing a suicide note, laying in the bed crying, I'm doing personal development. I'm pushing through. And the best piece of advice that I can give when life gets hard, lean on the business rather than push it away. So many times I see people and you guys know this is my analogy, when your poop hits the fan, do not, for one, lay in your poop and just let it be all over you. Brush it off and lean on this business and get to work. Like that's all you have to do, is be consistent every day and just keep working, even when you don't want to. This call right now is literally, I'm not joking you, like it's the most inconvenient time that there ever possibly could be. Like if somebody said, what's the most inconvenient time we could have you do something? This would be the time. But I'm still here every single week. Okay, so.
And I did ask her when's the most inconvenient time that I can plan this Pat call. And so you're welcome, Coach. I'm just teasing. But you guys, like, anybody can do this. Some of you guys have worse lives than what she has, and maybe more busy. I don't know how that's possible. But because she is literally the most busy human being and has been, but that's like where she thrives, you know? And so some of you guys may be in worse places. Some of you guys may be in better places, but every single one of you guys can do this. And it really just comes down to getting down to work. And I went diamond in 7 months, and I did have some placing underneath me, but you guys, I lost that whole leg that got placed under me, and I had to rebuild it. And I'm telling you, the people who do best in this business are the ones who build it and learn and grow through it. And you may think that sometimes the business isn't working. You may think, oh, I'm doing all the things and I'm not signing the customers. And just like Christina said on her voice call, on her voice part yesterday in the pack chat, it is working. You just don't know when it's going to happen. It is working. When you show up and work every day, your business is working. You are not stuck. You are not in a funk. You have all the tools. You have all the resources. You just have to keep going. This is your test that God is giving you. Will you keep the faith? We're reading this book right now. Cami challenged us to read The Dream Giver. And there's different phases in your path to reaching your dream. And, you know, one of them is, are you following faith? Are you being consistent? Are you having the faith that when you continue to do the things that it will pan out, not in your time, but in God's time? And you just do the things and you just show up. And I remember when I was pushing for diamond in June because they had a bonus and I was pushing for it. I was messaging 50 people a day. I had my Facebook list printed. I was 50 people a day, non-negotiable every single day for the month of June. And I missed it. And you know what I did in July? 55 people every day in the month of July. And you know what? I hit it. And then when we were pushing for double diamond, Kelly Jo and Cheryl, I think, might be the only two that were here then. When we were pushing for double diamond, maybe Sarah was here, I'm not sure. But we did a 30-day push where we messaged 30 people, we engaged with 30 people, and we added 30 new people. And we did that every day for 30 days straight. And guess what? We hit it. And so if you want more, you've got to do more, and you've got to prove that you deserve it. And if life is bad, I've seen it too many times, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, Kelly Jo. People push away the business, and they say, I'm too busy to work. Like, I've just been working so hard, and I didn't make any money, and they push away the business. You guys, the business is the solution to your growth, to get you out of your caca mess, okay? Like, this is your solution. So quit pushing it away. These people, these 42 people that are on this call right now, are here to help cheer you on. And that's what I love so much about our pack, you guys, is I know the hearts of every single one of you, and you would help any person on this team to be successful, to have breakthroughs, to give them tools to help them have success if they just ask, if they just show up to calls, if you just build those connections with your sideline sisters. You guys have everything you need, but are you going to do it? There is no reason why every single one of you, 43 people on this call right now, cannot be a diamond or above in the next 90 days. That's why we're doing this push, is to get every single one of you. And the last thing I'm going to say is, when I was driving home, and Erwin was saying in this book, he said, if God came up to you and asked you, what do you want? Okay? Are you going to pray that you can see? Are you going to pray that your elbow will move 15 degrees? Like, how big is your prayer? What do you want? And I've been saying to myself, I want to be Ambassador Diamond. I want to be Ambassador Diamond. But you know what, guys, that's not really what I want. I want to be a leader of the most incredible leaders that change the world. Like, I don't care about the money. I just want to have you guys to live your happiest lives and to change the world, because we have that right at our fingertips. And in order to do that, I want to help change you. And in order to do that, you guys have got to show up. You've got to be with me. They say that you're like the 5 people that you surround yourselves with, right? So surround yourself with good people every single day. Show up and support and love on each other. And if you're having a bad day, it's okay. Share it with somebody and they're going to help you get out of your poop. Okay, so you're not laying in it. And every time she says that analogy, I'm just like, Kelly Jo, that's so gross, because I'm so literal. And that's the last place I want to be, okay? But you guys, like, I'm just so grateful for you. And I know that we have what it takes. But you guys, we've got to be consistent. We've got to take quitting off the table. We've got to up our leadership so we can help more people. And that's what we do every single day. Okay?
Can I add one more thing real quick?
Yes.
It just came to me. I remembered. Another thing, and I'm going to give credit where it's due. Amber Parker. I was like Ruby at the time, so my paycheck wasn't very big. But she said, I want you to write down for the next week all the hours that you work at your regular job and it works. How many hours are you putting in? And then divide that by all your paychecks. So like your regular job and your it works, and look at how much you're getting paid an hour. Mine was like $2.20 an hour, like less than I was making when I was waiting tables. Like what? And I was like, I am worth so much more. So right now I want you guys to think about how many hours does it take you at your regular job to make $150? Okay, $15 an hour, that'd be 10 hours. You could help a distributor get their customers and get your bonus in a matter of like 3 hours, helping them, working with them. Okay, you guys we have the power to make as much money as we want. I remember when Tamika wanted an iPad Pro, so she worked her booty off and got faster bonuses and made sample cash and had enough to make her buy her iPad Pro in cash. And that's what I've done too. There's things that we want, and I'm like, hey, Michael, there's this that you want. This is how many distributors I have to sign. This is how many bonuses I need to get. Let's do it. And then those of you too, I don't want anybody to think that because you've had customers and distributors placed under you that you can't build a business. Work with that team and do this. You can do this. But what Tamika's saying by that is it's so empowering when you stop relying on other people, your downline, your upline, your sideline, and find that inner fire, that inner strength. So many times we're looking for those external factors to help us. Everything you need is inside you. You just have to find it. All the things that you need are right inside you and the systems that we have put into place. And you just have to do it. Okay, so you guys can do this. We can do this. This push is huge. We are the leaders that are changing the world. Find somebody that needs you. You have no idea what is going on behind those closed doors, and somebody needs you to show up. Maybe you don't like the power hours, but somebody else needs you to send that message that you're going to send on that power hour. Somebody needs to see your face. Okay, you literally have no idea how powerful you are. I want you guys to literally think about if Tamika hadn't been posting and hadn't messaging, what would happen? There'd be 2 little boys being raised by pieces of crap dads, and they'd be hot messes right now. And my mom would have had to bury her baby. Think about that. And don't not show up because it doesn't fill your cup. It's not always about you. I love you guys very much. Thank you, Tamika, for everything.
I just love you guys so much. Anybody else want to share anything that's on their heart before we hop off?
I just gotta say that call that I did yesterday for that other team. Sorry, Steph. One of the little gals off of Rachel's team messaged me, and and told me thank you and whatnot. And she asked me how, because she's been in for like a month and has only signed 2 customers and whatnot. And so today I literally helped her sign. I think she signed 2 customers today, but they're from a whole nother team, and I'm still reaching out and helping because it's just what you do. And Kelly Jo, that was amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks, Alani. Go ahead, Steph.
So I just wanted to say this has been really beneficial for me, and I like really needed to hear it. Another thing is I don't have any teeth in right now, so I'm probably not gonna talk normal. But this is all doing like this is for such a bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like I'm a recovering addict, and Tay reaching out to me and us meeting has changed my life dramatically. And like I'm working this business to get new teeth. Like I want a perfect smile. And like I'm 32 years old and I have no front teeth. Like this is for something so much bigger. And I tell people all the time, like when they say I don't have the money or I don't have the time, like I'm a full-time student and I have 2 jobs and I find the time to still do my KPIs. And I just think that I don't want to I have a very labor intensive job. And like you said, that reason, the excuse that you may make not to join this business has been the reason why I wanted to work this business, because I don't want to have to work this hard all my life. You know, so I thank you guys and thank you for all that you do, Tamika, and your leadership means a lot to us. And Kelly Jo, your heart is touching because I just lost my best friend to suicide last year. And we're glad that you're here and that you made it through that. Thanks.
Thanks, Steph.
Stephanie, are you safe out of the fires?
Yes, ma'am. We have a 72% containment now.
Oh, I'm so glad. Good to hear. God bless you.
I unpacked my bags finally.
All right, you guys, I did have one more announcement that I want to share. So conference this year is going to be virtual. So we don't get to fly to Florida and be on the beach. They are announcing the conference dates on September 24th at the summer camp. I don't know if they would call it summer camp anymore, fall camp. It's winter over here in Wyoming, but they're announcing the conference dates. But you guys, we're having a get-together conference. So as soon as they launch the dates, we're either going to Airbnb a house in Salt Lake so everyone can fly and we can do like a second retreat type thing, because that was just amazing going to St. George. So we'll either be Airbnb houses in Salt Lake so that we can fly in and watch conference together as a team and do some fun team building fun activities, or we'll do it here in Wyoming and at my house, just depending on funds and stuff like that. So when they announce that in September, just kind of know that if you want to make a road trip and fly in and be part of something that is just life-changing, those of you who went to the retreat last month, you know that like you cannot replace that. Like being there is everything. And so just know that when they announce that, if you want to fly in a day or 2 early or leave, like I'll get all the information as soon as we know when the dates are. Okay. So I'm really excited about that. And it was awesome to have Sarah and Cora fly in from Virginia all the way to Utah and get to, you know, show them the West Side. So I'd love to have as many of us there as we can. But anyway, you guys, I just appreciate you. Thanks for investing in our team this Thursday night. And I'll see you in the morning on the Power Hour or in the evening with Kelly Jo. And then those of you who are doing the 90-day push in your challenge groups and stuff, we do have a noon Zoom at 12 Mountain Standard Time tomorrow afternoon as well. And then Mandy has her Fear Boss call right after. So there's quite a few calls that you guys can start showing up to. And the more you grow, the more you're going to earn. The more people are going to be able to help.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I didn't get any selfies or videos for the Made for More group this week, so there will be no video for your potentials.
We'll work on that, Kelly Jo, on another call. I didn't mention that, but I want to, but we'll work on that. Go ahead, Mandy.
If you guys want to do the Fear Box, like we did the launch call last week, but it will start tomorrow, and it's not necessarily one that you want to start in the middle of. So if you want to do it, I would make sure you're on tomorrow.
Perfect.
I have my book.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.